This video is about the alpha loved the poor Omega, but his pack wanted royal blood. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The moon hung heavy in the night sky, a silver sentinel watching over the forest of Elder Grove. Its rays pierced through the thick canopy, illuminating the meeting place of the Dark Moon Pack. The scent of pine and damp earth mixed with the fragrance of blooming night flowers, yet an undercurrent of tension crackled in the air. Lysander, the alpha of the Dark Moon Pack, stood tall and proud, his golden eyes reflecting the moonlight. His broad shoulders bore the weight of a leader, but his heart was anchored in the quiet ache of forbidden love. Before him, in the heart of his pack's territory, sat a gathering of wolves, their eyes expectant and anxious. Alpha Lysander, called Rowan, his second in command, a massive wolf with a dark coat and piercing blue eyes. We heard whispers that the Silvercrest Pack is looking for a mate for their prince. They demand royal blood for their heirs. The murmurs rippled through the pack. Lysander felt a knot twist in his stomach. A mate of royal lineage would bring power and prestige, but he didn't care for titles or bloodlines. The only one his heart yearned for was Ewan, the gentle Omega he had discovered on a moonlit night, hidden away in the thicket. Lysander, you understand the importance of this, Rowan continued, his tone firm yet concerned. If we wish to solidify our place amongst the packs, we must act. Your duty as Alpha is to secure alliances. Lysander clenched his fists, his heart racing. I have no intention of seeking a mate from Silvercrest. My heart belongs to another. Gasps echoed through the gathering. The pack knew of his bond with Ewan, a lowborn Omega without title or power, and yet they could not comprehend the depth of their bond. The whispers flowed like shadows, cloaking his love in a shroud of disapproval. Ewan is not worthy of you, Alpha, hissed Seraphine, a fierce she-wolf with fur as dark as night. You risk everything for an Omega of no standing. Our pack will not accept it. Think of the future. Enough. Lysander's voice boomed, silencing the dissent. He felt the blood pound in his ears, the weight of their expectations suffocating him. I will not choose power over love. Ewan is my mate, and I will not let anyone take that from me. As the gathering dispersed, Lysander's heart raced with a mix of defiance and fear. He knew the disdain in their eyes. Love could be a fragile thing, especially when entwined with duty. But he had made his choice, and he would fight for it, even against his own pack. As the moon reached its zenith, Lysander raced through the forest, the winds whispering secrets against his fur. The moonlight guided him, illuminating the path to Ewan's small dwelling at the forest's edge. It was a humble place, with a thatched roof and wildflowers blooming around it, a stark contrast to the grandeur expected of an Alpha maid. Upon reaching the clearing, Lysander slowed, his heart aching at the sight of Ewan. The Omega was tending to a small garden, his golden hair catching the moonlight, framing his delicate features. Ewan's smile, pure and innocent, lit the darkness around him. Lysander. Ewan beamed, dropping the trowel. I was hoping you would come. The sight of Ewan caused the world to fade away. Lysander stepped closer, the distance between them charged with unspoken words. I needed to see you, he murmured, brushing a lock of hair behind Ewan's ear. Ewan's cheeks flushed as he met Lysander's intense gaze. The council, they will not accept us, will they? His voice trembled, uncertainty lurking beneath the surface. They don't understand what we have, Lysander replied, his heart breaking. They see bloodlines and alliances, but all I see is you. You are my everything. Ewan looked down, his voice barely a whisper. But I am just an Omega, Lysander. I am the poor choice. The weight of those words threatened to crush him. You are not just an Omega, Ewan. You are my mate. You complete me in a way I never thought possible. Ewan's eyes shimmered with a mix of hope and fear. And what if they reject us? What if they force you to choose someone else? Lysander stepped closer, enveloping Ewan in his arms, feeling the warmth of his body against his own. I would rather stand alone than live without you. You are my destiny. As the night wore on, they shared secrets beneath the stars. Their laughter danced through the trees, but with each smile came the lurking shadows of the pack's expectations. Ewan's hand found its way to Lysander's, their fingers intertwining, sealing a bond that felt unbreakable. Yet, as dawn approached, a chilling howl pierced the air, shattering their moment of peace. It was a call of warning, a reminder of the chaos that loomed beyond their sanctuary. Lysander's heart sank. They've found us, he whispered, the panic rising in his chest. He pressed his forehead against Ewan's, the weight of his fears crashing down. We must go. Ewan nodded, his eyes wide with alarm. Where? Anywhere away from here. We can run together. I will protect you, I promise. But as they turned towards the path, Darkness surged from the shadows, and the Seraphine emerged, flanked by a few loyal pack members. Her eyes burned with disdain, a serpent ready to strike. "Running away now?" Seraphine mocked, her voice dripping with contempt. "You think you can defy the pack, Lysander? You are an alpha, not a foolish pup." Ewan stepped back, fear coursing through him. "Lysander, please." Lysander stood tall, fear igniting within him. "You have no right to speak to him that way. He is my mate, and I will not yield to your demands." Seraphine smirked, a gaze flicking to Ewan like a predator sizing up its prey. "Your heart may belong to him, but the pack will not share that sentiment. You will bring ruin upon us." "Enough!" Lysander roared, his wolf clawing at the surface, desperate to protect what was his. "I will not let you tear us apart, Seraphine." But doubt gnawed at him, a bitter taste of betrayal. Would his own pack turn against him for love? The howl of the wind carried Ewan's soft whimper, and the ache in Lysander's chest deepened. "Leave us," he commanded, his tone leaving no room for argument. Seraphine stepped closer, challenging him with a smirk. "You will regret this, Alpha. The Silvercrest pack will not wait for your decision." As she turned to leave, Lysander felt a chill wash over him. The weight of destiny bore down on him with each passing moment. Could love truly withstand the storm brewing on the horizon? Would Ewan's gentle spirit withstand the tempest of the pack's aspirations? "I want ye let them take you from me," Lysander breathed, grasping Ewan's hand tightly. "We will find a way." But as the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, the shadows of doubt threatened to swallow them whole. In the heart of the forest of Elder Grove, love stood at the precipice of despair, awaiting its reckoning. To be continued. The sun's first light pierced through the trees, casting golden rays over the forest of Elder Grove. Lysander clutched Ewan's hand tightly, as if fearing the tendrils of dawn might snatch him away. The air was thick with tension, the remnants of Seraphine's venomous words still echoing in his mind. "Lysander, we can stay here," Ewan urged, his voice a mere whisper, shaky with fear. "They'll all come for us." "Not while I am here." Lysander's voice was fierce, but doubt gnawed at him. The weight of his pack's expectations pressed down like a heavy stone. "I'll find a way to protect you, no matter the cost." Ewan's eyes shimmered with uncertainty. "The Silvercrest pack," he began before trailing off, the thought too daunting to voice fully. "They want to take no for an answer." "We will not be pawns in the game," Lysander replied, his resolve hardening like iron. "You are my mate, and I want to let anyone dictate our fate. I will fight for us, Ewan." The Omega stepped closer, his heart pounding against his ribcage. "But what if fighting means losing you?" There was a tremor in his voice that sent a bolt of anguish through Lysander. "I want to lose you, not to them, not to anyone." The Alpha's grip tightened around Ewan's hand, a silent vow woven into their touch. He leaned in, brushing his lips gently against Ewan's forehead. The soft gesture was filled with warmth, an anchor in the swirling storm of chaos. Yet deep down, Lysander felt the tremors of impending conflict. He could almost hear the murmurs of the pack, their disdain swelling like a thick fog around him. "They think they know what's best for the pack," he muttered, his voice low. "But they don't know love." Ewan looked up, his golden eyes flooded with emotion. "But is love enough when it comes to the pack's future?" Lysander felt his heart twist painfully. "Love is everything." He stepped back, his resolve igniting once more. "We'll show them. We'll show them what true strength is." As they made their way through the forest of Elder Grove, every rustle of leaves felt like a whispering warning. The weight of their love was intoxicating, yet every heartbeat echoed with uncertainty. They reached a secluded clearing, far from prying eyes. The sunlight danced on the surface of a small brook, sparkling like diamonds. Here, Ewan breathed, glancing around as if both relieved and wary. "It is beautiful." "It is." Lysander stepped closer, watching the way the light played upon Ewan's delicate features. "Just like you." He pulled Ewan into his arms, their bodies fitting together perfectly. "Promise me you will stay by my side, no matter what happens." Ewan nodded, tears glistening in his eyes. "I promise." But as they shared a moment of silent connection, the serenity shattered when a rustle in the bushes broke the stillness. A figure emerged, cloaked in shadows. Rowan, Lysander's loyal second in command, stood before them, his blue eyes filled with concern. "Alpha," he said, breathless, "the pack is in disarray. Seraphine is rallying others against you both. They want to challenge your authority." The words hung heavy in the air, and Lysander felt his heart drop. "What are they planning?" he demanded, his protective instinct surging. "They're reconsidering a challenge for the Alpha position," Rowan replied, his voice steady but laced with urgency. If they win, they may force you to relinquish your title, or worse, they could take you in. Lysander's heart raced. I want to let them take him from me. He turned to Ewan, who looked horrified. We must go, now. Ewan stepped back, uncertainty swirling in his eyes. What if they follow us? We'll be prepared. Lysander took a deep breath, trying to quell the rising fear within him. He cupped Ewan's face in his hands. Trust me, we will face this together. The trio moved swiftly through the forest, the scent of pine and fresh earth enveloping them. As they reached the edge of their territory, Lysander halted, his instincts screaming at him. We need to find a safe place to regroup and plan. I know of a cave, Rowan suggested, urgency lacing his tone. It is hidden, but can hold us until we decide how to confront Seraphine and her followers. Then lead the way. Lysander's voice was firm, determination coursing through him. As they approached the cave, the air shifted, a heavy energy swirling around them. Inside, the darkness was comforting, but Lysander sensed the danger lurking just beyond their reach. He turned to Ewan, who was now visibly shaken. Stay close to me, he murmured, wrapping an arm around Ewan's shoulders. No matter what happens, I want to let them tear us apart. Hours passed as they strategized, Rowan warning them of the pack's growing unrest. They were planning to confront you at the next full moon, he said, his brow furrowed. It is a challenge of strength and honor. If you lose, Ewan will be lost to you forever. Enough? Lysander roared, the sound echoing in the cave, reverberating with the depths of his despair. I will not lose him, I will fight with everything I have. Ewan's voice trembled as he spoke. But what if you lose, Lysander? I cannot bear the thought of you being hurt because of me. The Alpha's heart splintered at the pain in Ewan's eyes. You are worth every risk, every battle. I would take on the world to keep you safe. As night descended, they shared stories of the past, laughter mingling with tears as they recalled happier times. Momentarily, they found solace in one another's presence, a fragile bubble of love amidst encroaching darkness. But the shadows outside their sanctuary grew heavier, and soon, Lysander felt the call of destiny stirring deep within him. We need to prepare, he finally said, the weight of their fate resting heavily on his shoulders. Do you truly think you can defeat them? Rowan's voice was cautious. I must, Lysander replied, determination igniting within him once more. For Ewan, for our love, and for the pack that needs to understand the true meaning of strength. As they left the cave, a sense of foreboding settled in the pit of their stomachs. Ewan clung to Lysander's side, his heart racing as they stepped back into the moonlit forest. The full moon shone brightly, casting silver beams that seemed to guide them forward. Whatever happens, I am with you, Ewan whispered, squeezing Lysander's hand. Always, he breathed, willing the weight of the world to lift from their shoulders. But as they neared the clearing where the confrontation was to take place, Lysander's confidence wavered. The air crackled with tension, the gathered pack members forming a ring around them, eyes filled with a mix of anger and betrayal. Lysander. Seraphine stepped forward, her fur bristling with fury. You stand before us, a traitor to your own kind. You choose this Omega over your pack. I choose love, Lysander replied, his voice steady, though his heart raced. A love that binds us, that makes us stronger. Ewan is my mate, and I refuse to reject him. The wolves howled in protest, their voices a tumultuous wave that crashed around him. Doubt crept in. Would his love be enough to withstand the storm? Could they truly challenge the bonds of tradition? Then, as if sensing his turmoil, Ewan squeezed his hand tighter. I believe in us, Lysander, he whispered, his voice filled with unwavering faith. The Alpha drew strength from his mate, his heart swelling with fierce love. I will not back down, he called out, his voice carrying through the night. You can challenge me, but know this, my heart belongs to Ewan, and I will fight for us. The growls of the pack grew louder, a cacophony of anger and confusion. Then Rowan stepped forward, his loyalty unwavering. If you wish to challenge the Alpha, then you will face me too. Seraphine's eyes narrowed, disbelief flashing across her face. You would side with the traitor? I side with love, Rowan replied, his voice filled with conviction. Lysander embodies the strength of true leadership. It is time we redefine what it means to be a pack. The whispers among the gathered wolves grew, a storm of emotion swirling in the moonlight. Lysander felt their eyes on him, weighing him, judging him. But he held Ewan's gaze, the love between them an unbreakable bond that filled him with courage. Let the challenge begin, Seraphine shouted, her voice cutting through the tension. As the pack members stepped back to form a circle, the moon cast an eerie glow upon them. The fight for love had begun, the stakes higher than ever. Lysander felt the pull of destiny encircle him, the primal instincts of his wolf rising to meet the challenge. He faced The air in the clearing was electric, charged with the anticipation of the looming challenge. Lysander stood tall, muscles taut and ready, every instinct within him honed to protect what was his. Eunice's hand remained firmly clasped within his, a lifeline amidst the tempest of emotions swirling around them. "Are you ready?" Ewan whispered, his voice barely audible over the growing murmurs of the pack. The moonlight bathed them in silver, illuminating the fear visible in Uranus' golden eyes. Lysander turned to face him, his heart aching at the vulnerability etched on Uranus' face. He brushed a thumb along Ewan's cheek, capturing the warmth of his skin. "I will always be ready to fight for you," he vowed, a fierce determination igniting within him. "You are worth every ounce of struggle." Uranus' breath hitched, and for a moment the chaos around them faded. "And if you lose?" His voice trembled, filled with an emotion that cut deeper than any blade. Lysander's expression hardened, resolve solidifying. "I want to lose," he affirmed, his voice steady as iron. "We will redefine what it means to be a pack, together. We will show them that love is not a weakness, but a strength." He pressed a gentle kiss to Eunice's forehead, sealing their bond in the face of impending storm. As they stepped back, the thrumming energy of the gathering intensified. Seraphine watched them with an expression of cold fury, her pack members bristling, sharp teeth bared in defiance. "The time for words is over, Lysander. The challenge will prove who is worthy of the title of Alpha," she growled, her voice a low, threatening rumble. Lysander met her gaze, unwavering. "And I will prove that love cannot be dictated by bloodlines or titles. It is forged in sacrifice and understanding." He felt the pulse of his wolf within him, a primal force ready to unleash itself. Rowan stood by his side, loyalty radiating from him like a warm flame. "And I will fight with him. We stand united, not just as wolves, but as brothers. Love is our strength." He faced the gathered wolves, challenging them with his fierce blue eyes. The pack hesitated, uncertainty rippling through the ranks like a wave. Lysander seized the moment, the fire in his heart igniting a call to arms. "Together, we can redefine our legacy. No longer will we bow to outdated traditions." Seraphine snarled, her anger palpable. "You think you can sway them with mere words? This is a challenge of strength. Prove your worth." With a sharp nod, the challenge commenced. A circle formed around the two alphas, the air thick with anticipation. The first strike came from Seraphine, her form a blur as she lunged at Lysander, teeth bare, the growl rumbling from her throat raw and primal. Lysander dodged, every muscle screaming with adrenaline as he countered, a quick snap of his jaws aimed at her flank. It danced in the moonlight, a beautiful yet brutal ballet of power and instinct. The spectators were a mere blur, lost in the intensity of the moment, breaths hitched as they witnessed the raw force of two leaders clashing. "Come on, Lysander." Eunice's voice rang out, filled with passion and desperation. It pierced through the fray, giving him strength. He focused on Eunice's presence, drawing energy from the bond they shared, their hearts beating in sync. Each strike, each feint brought him closer to the truth. Love was a force of nature, wild and untamable, a force that would guide him through the shadows of doubt. As Seraphine lunged once more, Lysander pivoted, allowing her momentum to carry her past him. In one swift motion, he pounced, his powerful jaws grazing the nape of her neck. With the force of his wolf fueling him, he pinned her to the ground. The air stilled, anticipation hanging like dew in the dawn. "Yield," he growled, every ounce of authority ringing in his voice. "Join me in forging a new path for our pack." Seraphine struggled beneath him, fury and pride battling in her eyes. "You are a fool, Lysander, a weakling for choosing an Omega over your pack." With a surge of power, she twisted and threw him off, rising to her feet, eyes blazing. Lysander scrambled back to his feet, shaking off the remnants of doubt. "I would rather be a fool for love than a tyrant for power," he roared, his voice echoing through the clearing. The pack emitted low growls, a mix of respect and confusion swelling around them. Ron stepped forward, his voice steady. "Love is our true strength, Seraphine. We are not defined by bloodlines, but by bonds forged in sacrifice." The pack hesitated, the loyalty of some wavering as they considered the truth in Rowan's words. As the fight raged on, the physical clash became a dance of ideologies, power shifting with every strike and counter. Seraphine, relentless, roared with frustration. "You think this will change anything? You will lose everything, Lysander." With every breath, Lysander felt the weight of the pack's expectations bear down upon him, but Eunice's unwavering faith anchored him. "You are strong, Lysander, fight for us." Ewan shouted, his voice piercing the chaos like a beacon of hope. With renewed vigor, Lysander launched himself at Seraphine, the primal instincts of his wolf surging through him like wildfire. He caught her off guard, knocking her to the ground and pinning her once more. The energy of the pack shifted, uncertainty giving way to curiosity and admiration. "Yield, Seraphine," he commanded, his voice deep and resonant. "Let us forge a new future together." She glared up at him, the fire of her spirit flickering. "I will never yield to a traitor," she spat, her voice laced with venom. But doubt crept into her eyes. The walls around them shifted, though loyalty seemingly tested, the tension palpable. The air crackled with magic, the weight of destiny clinging to the atmosphere. Lysander felt the power of the moon above them. "It's like casting a spell upon the gathered wolves. This is not just a fight for position, but a fight for the heart of our pack," he declared, lifting his gaze to meet each member's eyes. "Together, we can build a future that honors all bonds, not just those of blood." The murmurs grew louder, uncertainty and curiosity blending as pack members began to shift, the gaze flicking between Lysander and Seraphine. "He fights for love," hissed one wolf, the murmurs of support growing louder. "Perhaps it is time to rethink how we define strength." Seraphine's eyes widened, fury morphing into fear. "You will regret this, Lysander. You were a fool to think they will stand with you." Her words dripped with desperation. But Lysander pressed on, feeling the tides of fate shifting in his favor. "Strength isn't just about power, it is about unity. Our greatest strength lies in our love for one another, for our pack, and for the bonds we share." With a final surge of energy, he pinned Seraphine down, the weight of his conviction pressing her into submission. "Yield." In that moment, something shifted. The pack erupted into a chorus of howls, their voices rising in a tumultuous wave. "Lysander," they shouted, their allegiance now evident. "We stand with you." Seraphine's defiance crumbled, the fire in her eyes dimming. "I yield," she spat, the words bitter on her tongue. Lysander released her, stepping back, heart pounding but filled with exhilaration. "Then let us forge a new path for our pack, one that embraces love and unity." The gathered wolves erupted into cheers, the sound echoing through the night. Ewan rushed to Lysander's side, his eyes glistening with tears of joy. "You did it," he exclaimed, throwing his arms around Lysander, the warmth of his body grounding the alpha amidst the exhilaration. As they held one another, the weight of the world began to lift. Love had triumphed over tradition, destiny had woven its intricate thread, and beneath the moonlit sky they found solace in the embrace of one another. "We did it," Lysander murmured, pressing a soft kiss to Ewan's lips, the world around them fading into a blur. "Together." Ewan smiled through his tears, a radiant light in the darkness. "Always, my alpha, always." The howls of their pack resonated through the forest, a symphony of unity and acceptance, and as the moon hung high above, it illuminated a future filled with promise, a future where love was the ultimate strength, unbreakable and eternal. To be continued. The celebration of their victory rippled through the forest of Elder Grove, a symphony of howls and cheers reverberating beneath the moonlight. The weight of the past was lifting, but the path ahead remained fraught with uncertainty. Lysander held Ewan close, their hearts beating in sync, yet the shadows of doubt still loomed over them like a dark cloud. The pack was gathering, their expressions a mix of awe and disbelief. Lysander surveyed their faces, searching for understanding, for acceptance. "We forged something new tonight," he called out, lifting his voice above the din. "A pact built on love, not fear. Together, we can be stronger." Ewan squeezed Lysander's hand, his pulse quickening with the energy of the moment. But as the jubilant howls echoed through the trees, a flicker of doubt crossed Ewan's mind. "What if Seraphine returns?" he whispered, concern etching his features. "What if she seeks revenge?" Lysander brushed his thumb across Ewan's knuckles, a silent promise etched in his touch. "I won't allow her to harm you. You are safe with me," he declared, his golden eyes fiercely protective. But the truth lingered. Like a distant storm on the horizon, Seraphine's fury would not be easily quelled. As the celebration continued, Rowan approached, his blue eyes shining with pride. "You've done well, Alpha. The pack respects you now more than ever." He glanced at Ewan, admiration evident in his gaze. "And you, Ewan, have shown us the true power of love." Ewan's cheeks flushed, and he looked down, the weight of their victory mingling with the lingering fear in his heart. "I only wish to belong," he murmured. "To show them that love transcends rank." Lysander placed a reassuring hand on Ewan's shoulder, grounding him. "Your presence has already changed everything. Together, we can teach them that love is the heart of a pack." As night deepened, the forest transformed into a magical realm, and the pack danced around the clearing, their laughter mingling with the sounds of the night. Ewan watched, a sense of belonging washing over him, yet shadows of apprehension slithered through his mind. "It feels almost too perfect," he whispered to Lysander, his voice barely audible over the jubilant chaos. "Love isn't perfect," Lysander replied, his expression softening. but it is what binds us. Even amidst chaos, we must fight for it. He leaned in closer, his breath warm against Yuan's ear. And fight we will, for our love deserves to thrive. The moonlight bathed them in a silvery glow, illuminating their moment, but the darkness of uncertainty remained. What if there are others who oppose us? Yuan's voice trembled, vulnerability cracking through his resolve. What if they challenge our bond? Lysander's gaze hardened, determination etching itself into his features. Let them come. I will fight for you, for us, no matter the cost. I will not let anyone dictate our love. But even as his words echoed with conviction, Lysander sensed the undercurrents of tension swelling through the pack. A subtle shift in the air made him uneasy. Whispers danced around them, and as the night wore on, an unseen tension coiled tighter with every passing moment. Days passed, the afterglow of their victory tainted by the murmurs of dissent simmering beneath the surface. The pack members, though initially supportive, began to question the new direction Lysander had chosen. Conversations shifted from admiration to skepticism, and Lysander felt the weight of their expectations bearing down upon him like a heavy mantle. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting hues of orange and lavender across the sky, Yuan and Lysander found themselves alone in a secluded part of the forest. The twilight air was thick with the scent of pine, and the world felt still, as if holding its breath. Lysander, Yuan began, his voice trembling. Were we doing the right thing? He searched Lysander's eyes for reassurance. I fear they may turn against us. What if they cannot accept us? Lysander stepped closer, cupping Yuan's face in his hands. We are on the path of love, Yuan. That is the only truth that matters. He paused, searching for the right words. But I will not ignore the storm brewing within the pack. We need to confront it together. Yuan nodded, anxiety tightening his chest. But how? What if they refuse to see our love for what it is? What if they see it as a weakness? We will show them the strength of our bond, Lysander replied, his voice unwavering. We must stand united against any who challenge our love. We will not allow fear to dictate our future. As they shared their fears, the moon rose high in the night sky, bathing the forest in ethereal light. But even in that moment, a feeling of dread crept upon them as a shadow moved in the distance, an omen of the conflicts yet to come. Just as they began to feel the warmth of hope, a chilling howl echoed through the trees, cutting through the tranquility like a knife. It was unmistakably Seraphine, her voice laced with venom and fury. Lysander, Yuan, she called, the sound reverberating through the forest. Lysander's heart raced, instinctively pulling Yuan closer. We must go, he urged, the previous calm shattered by the reality of impending conflict. But as they turned to flee, Seraphine emerged from the shadows, flanked by a group of loyal followers. Her eyes burned with rage, and the air crackled with tension, the atmosphere heavy with anticipation. You think you can simply cast aside the traditions of the pack, she sneered, her voice dripping with contempt. You are a fool, Alpha. Lysander stood his ground, protective instincts flaring. I will not allow you to dictate my love or my choices. Yuan is my mate, and no amount of tradition will change that. Seraphine laughed, a harsh, mocking sound that echoed in the night. You think love will save you. You are nothing without the strength of the pack. You will fall, and when you do, Yuan will be lost to you forever. Yuan shivered at her words, the fear creeping into his heart like a vine tightening around a tree. Lysander, he whispered, anxiety threading through his voice. Stay behind me, Lysander commanded, his gaze fixed on Seraphine, unwavering in its resolve. I will protect you. We will face her together. But the pack members surrounding Seraphine looked on with uncertain expressions, torn between loyalty and the allure of tradition. You think you can challenge the ways of our ancestors? One wolf growled, his voice low and menacing. You will bring ruin upon us all. Lysander's heart sank, the weight of their expectations bearing down like an avalanche. No, we must learn to redefine our understanding of strength. Love is not a weakness, he shouted, desperation creeping into his voice. The tension in the air thickened as Seraphine advanced, her eyes narrowing dangerously. You are a traitor to your own kind, Lysander. You've chosen an Omega Lobun without standing. The pack will never accept your bond. With a surge of anger and determination, Lysander stepped forward, his voice rising above the tumult. Then let us challenge that notion. Let us prove that love can conquer even the deepest divides. The pack hesitated, uncertainty rippling through their ranks. Yuan, drawing strength from Lysander's unwavering faith, stepped forward beside him. We are not defined by our titles or bloodlines. We are defined by our bonds and the love we share. His voice rang out, strong and fierce. Seraphine's expression twisted in anger, but the members of the pack grew louder. Whispers of doubt about tradition echoed among them, seeds of uncertainty taking root. Perhaps there is truth in what they say, one wolf murmured. You dare question our ways? Seraphine spat, her fury palpable. You would betray everything we stand for. Lysander's heart thudded in his chest, sensing the shift in the pack's dynamics. We stand for love, for unity. Together, we can redefine what it means to be strong, he declared, his voice a melodic call to arms. Seraphine lunged forward, but Lysander anticipated her move, sidestepping and countering with a swift strike. You are blinded by your hate. Love is a force that can bind us, not tear us apart, he yelled, voice echoing against the trees. The fight erupted, a flurry of motion as the two alphas clashed in a primal dance of strength and determination. The pack watched, breaths held in anticipation, the line between loyalty and love becoming increasingly blurred. Euron's heart raced as he watched the struggle unfold. Lysander, he shouted, desperation surging through him. You have to win. We can't let them tear us apart. Lysander's heart surged at Euron's words, igniting a fire within him. He focused on the bond they shared, the love that had grown between them like a fierce flame. I will not lose you, he roared, redirecting his energy.